Alright, let's check out what's going on with GST. So, for those of you who are new or who are wondering, this GST token is tied to the green metaverse token. You can see we've got the green Satoshi token, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and then you have the Steppen GMT token. So, these two tokens are tied. However, I haven't previously checked out what's going on with GST, and checking out what's going on with it today, there's some very interesting similarities and differences at the same time. So let's talk about the similarities. So first of all, GMT goes through these phases of parabolic runs, accumulation, runs, accumulation, runs, accumulation. And if we come over to GST, you can see we've got a run, accumulation, run, accumulation, and it looks like we're having that next run up. So, you know, the question is right now for GST, are we going to chop around? Are we going to have another accumulation range at this 1.618 fib? Or are we going to tear all the way up to our next Fibonacci target, all the way up at $8.29, which is a pretty decent rally from, I wouldn't even be talking about from the breakout, because it looks like we've already, you know, solidly broken above this, come down, and now we're back above it again. So I like what we're seeing right now with GST. We're about 22% of the way away from our next Fibonacci target. Now, you know, am I saying, you know, for example, that this looks bullish, so we should be FOMOing in at these prices? That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't actually think I'll be picking up any GST. I do have some GMT. I do find it very interesting how, you know, when GMT chops around or GMT moves up a bit, like we saw this big pump, you can see GST really blows it out the water, and we have these moves that look that make GMT look like a stable coin, even though GMT has been one of the best performers that we've recently been covering on our channel. So GST, we've got a huge crazy amount of volume, and I think people are going to continue to trade this, to be honest, because the market cap of this is a lot lower than the market cap of GMT, and I mean a lot lower. Like, I mean, if we're just taking this based on rank, Steppen is rank number 50, and GST green Satoshi token is all the way at 702. So I honestly think people are taking advantage of the fact that this is happening. And you know what I'm actually going to do, and I think it's a good thing, because I think people are only recently waking up and realizing that GST is even a thing. I must admit, you know, until quite recently, I didn't even chart GST. I knew that GST was the it's the currency that's used in the Steppen GMT app. So I think a lot of people are going to pick this up, and I think what I'm actually going to do, because I don't want to like blindly DCA or buy at these huge runs up, but I think what I can kind of justify is because, you know, we've already been in a GMT trade. We got in all the way down here in the 40s, and from up here, you know, it's a huge move, and we even have a stop loss on GMT that I'll talk about in my GMT video, which I don't think we're going to come over to. But I think what I'm actually going to do is I might sell 20%, 20 to 25% of my GMT, and I might put it in GST, because I think if you're going to be bullish on a breakout for GMT, and by the way, I think GMT is about to go up 30%. Once again, if you want separate GMT analysis, check out my channel. I'll be posting the GMT video probably just after I post this GST video. So what I'm actually going to do after this video is I am going to sell 25% of my GMT, and I'm going to sell it for GST, because GST seems to move in tandem with green metaverse token. However, it is a massive outperformer, and we've just got this huge unrivaled volume. We're having a huge market momentum shift on the higher time frames. Even down onto the 4 hour, we're just absolutely snatching this out of the water. So I really like what we're seeing with GST here. I think it is definitely possible that within the next couple of days or so, we could be up here at 814. You know, once again, worst comes to worst, we enter another accumulation range. These accumulation ranges are never too bad. The only accumulation, or you know, the only accumulation range we've had since these EMA ribbons have started to load in was back into your EMAs. 4 hourly never really seemed to lose your 4 hourly EMAs. I mean, we lost them a tiny bit but it does seem like we don't have too much of big flush outs on GST. So I really like this chart setup. I'm going to wrap up this video so I can go convert some of my GST or GMT rather, 25% of it actually. I've decided instead of 20%, 25% of my GMT I am going to be converting over into GST. I like this setup. I like that you need this if you are using their app. And yeah, I do like that the market cap is a lot dirt cheaper, and like I said, I think people are taking advantage of the fact that they can get into the GMT ecosystem for a lot, you know, perceivably a lot cheaper because of the market cap than what we're seeing going on with GMT right now. So I actually really like the setup of GST. Once again, I really wouldn't be FOMOing in right now. Bear in mind, I'm already in huge profits on GMT, and I am running on a stop loss that is going to stop me out in a huge amount of profit, worst comes to worst. So, you know, like I said, worst comes to worst, I lose a tiny bit of that unrealized profit, and I still walk away with a decent amount of profit. But I think GMT is going to keep rising, which is why I have my my bets hedged to the upside for GMT. And if we're going to see this 30% increase on GMT, like I think we are, then I really see no reason that GST can't come up to $8.27. But what I actually think is more likely is we could even rip up to the $10 mark, because a 30% move for GMT could provably be a lot more of a tear for GST. So I'm setting my personal price target for GST. I'm looking out for a $10 GST. I'm definitely going to run this trade. Like I said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to enter a trade. So obviously not financial advice. However, I'm definitely running some of my profits into from GMT into GST. That's really all I've got. We've already started moving up a bit since I started recording this video. So yeah, I'm going to pick up some GST, not financial advice. I think a rip up to $10 could definitely be on the table, considering how dirt cheap this market cap is, considering how well we are building up support as we go, all the volume that's coming in. I mean, this volume is just untalked about. I think GST is definitely underrated right now. That is all I've got. A macro bubble definitely coming in soon for all of these move to earn coins. However, I'm going to be taking advantage of that, running on type stop losses, especially for GMT. But yeah, that's all I've got. I think a move up to $10 is underway. However, short term, if you want to be a little bit more conservative, $8.30 could definitely be in play. That is all I've got for GST. As always, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market. And as always, cowboy out. Peace.